Scorpio, this is going to be your weekly tarot read for October 20th through the 26th. I am changing this up a little bit. I'm seeing if people like this a little bit better than the 3 card that I normally do for the week. So I'm going to be doing 1 card per day and then a bonus card to tie everything into the week to see what the entire point is and why it is that you could be drawn to handling things in a certain way this week. That's interesting. But anyway, I am Rogue Mystic Divination, and if you like this content, please be sure to like and sub. Thank you for tuning in. And try to look through the channel for your other sun, moon, and rising signs. I also do dailies, weeklies, and monthlies here on the channel, so keep an eye out for something that might interest you. Okay, for today, Sunday, October 20th, we have for you... You know what? I'm starting to hate this card too. I was getting inundated with the 7 of Swords so much that I finally stopped to try to understand it, and I feel like there's something that I'm missing with the 7 of Cups. Especially with it constantly coming up in reverse. And even though I know this isn't for my sign, this isn't for me, I feel like there's something that I'm missing, or there's some message that I need to keep reiterating to people. So if this starts to feel redundant, I apologize. For Sunday, today, the 20th, Scorpio, I am going to say that the 7 of Cups showed up for you because there could be options given to you that are only meant to distract you, to test whether or not you know which direction you're headed in and why you're headed there and what is drawing you there. If you investigate some of these offers or these possibilities, even just the slightest bit, you'll find out that they were lies or BS that was meant to just distract you and throw doubt on which direction it is that you wanted to go. It's almost like you have a nice rocky dirt road that you're willing to travel right now. And your sights are on it, your sights are solid, your feet are carrying you to where it is that you need to go. But then somebody else is over there saying that, oh, well, why don't you do it this way? Why don't you do it that way? And really all they're trying to get you to do is walk through an empty field and take longer to get even further away from your initial goal. So when this shows up, I'm going to suggest that you realign to what it is that you want. Not what people tell you you should want, not what society tells you that you should want, but what it is that you want from your soul to your big toe. And for Monday, you have the Sun in reverse. This could be a moment where you end up talking to your inner child and in an effort to try to make them understand that understand a sacrifice that you feel like you have to make. And it's so unnecessary for you to make this sacrifice on Monday that you have to convince yourself that you have to make it. And then you have to go to different parts of yourself, like your inner child, and tell your inner child, we have to give this up. It's almost like we have McDonald's at home situation where you're sitting there like, well, we have McDonald's at home. We don't need to go out and spend that money. And the inner child is like, well, I saw your checking account and I balanced your checkbook. And actually, since all the bills are paid and we don't have anything else coming out right now and we have everything else we need, we can't afford McDonald's right now. You just don't want to. So be honest about why it is that we can't have McDonald's tonight. Because we could, you just don't want to. And you may even find yourself in a position where if you're talking to a real flesh and blood person about this and denying them something that or maybe passing judgment on somebody for doing something and you don't find that it's necessary. Not everything is for not everyone has the same base or needs. One person could end up preferring alcohol and the other person doesn't have a taste for alcohol, has, a taste for eating out. And while the person that likes alcohol thinks that, oh, well, that's a necessity, the other person doesn't. And that could be where the argument comes in at, where somebody gets a little bit too arrogant and the other person comes in and says, well, you want to tell me what's necessary for my state of being to stay good? I can point out about 20 million things about your life that you do unnecessarily just because you feel like you can. And if this is a joint finance situation, that is likely going to be where this ends up in an argument. So if you decide that and this is how I'm being told to put this, if you decide that your piddly little crap is more important than somebody else's piddly little crap, then you may still end up in a stalemate because you're not really shining light on the solution. And now we're going for Tuesday. Tuesday we have I could actually put the entire card in the frame, couldn't I? I'm going to do that. So it could be because of this discussion that you have on Monday that on Tuesday there is a recovery. There's a recovery from not being able to do what you feel you need to with finances. And I am one day going to end up getting those a little bit quicker, but there is going to be a financial recovery if you've been in a place of lack. And if it's not financial, then it is likely to be property. So even if the property is a vehicle, you're going to end up recovering from whatever issues you've been having with it and getting back to a functional state on Tuesday. And it's likely that if on Monday this argument was about money and spending money and someone assuming that the spending was reckless and unnecessary, then on Tuesday you've come to a conclusion that we can cut corners here, we can cut corners there, we don't need this, we don't need that, and we can make it work and actually get something fixed. For Wednesday, the Eight of Cups in the upright, so there's still going to be a disappointment. You know what? I know I'm not a love and light, person, because everything is in between, everything is gray, and not in a depressing way to me, but Scorpios, I do not blame you if you unsubscribe. Because I always feel like I'm putting out like this bad thing is going to happen. And it may end up coming through in the other reads too, but it seems like it comes through more on Scorpio. But there is on Wednesday something that you are disappointed with, and you may end up, I don't think this is total abandonment. This is just walking away from an idea that things are going to go a certain way and they're not, so you're leaving those unfulfilled cups behind. And the moon is just up there looking like, really? Dude, you had one more step. You had one more step, and then all of your needs would have been fulfilled if you would have just been a little bit more patient and followed your intuition more than your body. Like, you could have taken those cups to the water that's right there and filled those cups, and the project would have been fulfilled. However, the need would have been fulfilled. Okay, Thursday. Good news, right? Thursday you're getting back on track and you're starting to work on things, but don't focus on perfection. Focus on getting things done. Focus on completing step by step correctly and completing things rather than perfection, because perfection isn't going to matter. Perfection is in the eye of the beholder. What you need to focus on is learning and being accustomed to exercising these skills, and that's what this is. This is a learning process that even though you have high standards, you need to be patient with yourself and realize you're in the learning stages. And for Friday, the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords in reverse. If you think that you are at a stop loss and you cannot progress any further, you are going to be proven wrong. Because even though this is for Friday and it's in the reverse, that does not mean that you are done. Something else is going to end up coming up to prove you wrong, and it's likely going to be yourself. As odd as this sounds, this might be a time where you're kind of Jekyll and hiding. And with that, I want to say that part of you is trying to get past these blocks and get things done, and the other part of you is trying to be the inner critic and say that, well, you're doing it wrong, you're doing it wrong, you're doing it wrong, you need to do it like this. And neither sides of yourself can pay attention to that. once the one side of you sees the project that the other one is making while they're struggling, and you as a whole are actually seem to be fighting yourself, they're going to give in and give up the control of the other half of the body, essentially. And Saturday. Whatever blockage it is that you had, you are going to be moving through it on your own. Any unfinished business that you had, you're going to be clearing up, because those troubled waters are going to keep affecting your calm waters that you keep trying to preserve. And while you may have some emotional baggage that you have to work through, it is possible. These ideas that you have behind you that you're basing some of your action on are actually going to end up helping you instead of holding you back. So be patient with yourself and understand what part all of this has to play, and kind of sit back and watch the consequences of your actions. Watch things play out and see how they work out for the people around you that are also involved in this, but don't be hyper reactive, I think is what this is really saying right now. Is that Saturday, do not be hyper reactive. Let somebody complete their action before you start to judge it, and then react to it as you see fit. And the card for the week is going to be, that's going to sum up the week, is the Ten of Pentacles. So whatever you have that you have to work through with somebody else this week, you are going to end up, and it does feel like this is at least one other person that you're dealing with. You're going to end up finding a conclusion and a satisfactory point at which really it feels like you're both going to stalemate. You're both going to put out your individual plans on the table, and you're both going to stagnate, and then it looks like you are going to go off and work on something and actually actively work on the problem. They're first going to work on it practically, and then you're going to see where the ideas take you and how much you can blow that up into something else that causes some problems to be fixed, not just for you, but it's primarily fixing it for you, because then in fixing those problems for you, it's going to allow you to fix this other overreaching problem. And anything financial is going to be fixed. And any argument in the beginning of the week is likely not technically over money, but over a lack of feeling secure financially, and feeling that their place is actually permanent. So any financial issues, any cooperation issues that you have this week, that's likely going to be the core of it, is that they don't feel like they are in a stable position to be able to work on things from. Like, they need to have some place where they can come back and sleep at night before they can focus on any other problem that they have, and know that they have that place to sleep at night, and know that nothing's going to change with that. You may have to reiterate that with somebody, and put a plan into place. And really, Scorpio, it feels like they're the planner and you're the doer. They need to know where they're going. They need to plan out everything that they're going to do in order to stay on track. And you just go out and work it out and get one thing done, then move on to the next. Because your plans are always shifting. Your plans are always changing. And that's why you're more of a in the moment, deal with what needs to be done. So Scorpio, be patient with anybody else that needs to take a step-by-step approach this week. And remember to, if you're working cooperatively with someone, to acknowledge the fact that they're also contributing, that they do have a stable foundation to work from, and that some of the things that they're planning to take care of, if you know about it, you can help take care of some of that too. And you might be able to knock it out a little bit faster than them. And it's likely because you may not be a master of dealing with this, but you're always progressing and you're always advancing and trying to find new ways to handle things. And Scorpio, that is where I'm going to leave you. Thank you for tuning in. And check back for dailies, weeklies, and monthlies. And ensure that you have liked and subscribed to the channel. Everything is helping us grow right now, and we're trying to get it somewhere. So tune in, and even though I'm doing these for day by day now, I am still going to be doing the daily tarot card pulls for every sign between the collective, through Ophiuchus, through the standard 12 signs. So please check out your sun, moon, and rising sign, and maybe even your north node to see where it is that your soul wants to be and how you could possibly get there.